Hi everyone! Today I want to share a card fold with you that is so easy, even if you don't have any craft machines, but it has so many possibilities that you are just going to love this and have so much fun with it. So let's head on over to the craft table so I can show you what I'm talking about. This card is an Oriental Screen Fold, and I made this for my sister for her birthday, and it was so easy I thought that I should share it with you. So this has 3 panels, and on the front, well actually on all 3, I cut out a piece of black cardstock to be the mat, and then topped that with this really pretty printed cardstock. And then I used my stitch oval and I cut out the black for the matte background on both of these. And then I used a really pretty, it's kind of a light turquoise. It's hard to see on here, but it matches the rest of it. So I use that to stamp happy birthday and to stamp the little sentiment that goes on the inside. And I use that same cardstock to make these pretty butterflies. And I inked the edges and put a little gem in the middle and put them on there. And that was all I did for the decorating part of it. But now I'm going to show you the measurements and how to cut this so that it comes out perfect. You can use any color cardstock you want for this. I like using craft cardstock because it kind of, to me, gives it a wood look. But this is an 8.5 by 11-inch piece of cardstock, and we're going to leave the 8.5 inches just the way it is, but we're going to cut this down to 10.5 inches. So let me just slide this right in here and get it at 10.5. There we go. We're cutting off this little piece. Actually, this is perfect for making a belly band at the end if you feel the need to put one on there. But there we go. So now we have 8.5 by 10.5. Next, we're going to score it in thirds. So we're taking the 10.5 inch and putting that right up here on your scoreboard. So this goes to 10.5 inches. And 1/3 of 10.5 is 3.5. So we are going to score this at 3.5 and at 7. Now, because it's bending 2 different directions, if you want, you can just flip it over and score it at 3.5 again. And the reason I say that, let me show you, is that we have mountain folds and valley folds, and some people like the score lines to be going the same direction as the folds. So we now have it scored in thirds, and we just need to fold it. So we have a mountain fold, and this one back here is going to be a valley fold. And I have the camera in a different position now, so you can't see that standing up, but I'll be right back. So you can see we have the basic fold, same as this, but now we need to create the legs on the bottom. Before I show you how to do this with my Cuttlebug, I want to tell you how to do it if you don't have a Cuttlebug. So all you have to do is keep it folded in thirds and then just draw what you want. You may just want to draw, a rectangle here, which would look just fine. And maybe you have something around your house that you can even use for a template, or so that you can get your lines straight. But all you have to do is draw on there what you want and then keep it all folded together and cut it all out at the same time, and then all the legs will end up exactly the same in the exact same position. So you do not need a Cuttlebug to do this. But I'm going to show you how to do it with the Cuttlebug. I'm going to be using this die, and this is what I used on this one, as you can see. Just put it right on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to put this on the front where I want it, and see the little pointy things on each side? That's actually what I'm using for my guide as to where I want it to stop. So I'm going to go off camera for a second, and I'm going to use washi tape to put this on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have it taped on so that it's not going to go anywhere, and I have it folded. So it's pretty thick. It's going to have to go through the Cuttlebug a few times. But as you see, the rest of the die is left off. So this is just kind of a partial die cutting. So let me put this together. And my arm's going to get in the way here in a second. Okay, my arm's really in the way. Here we go. And I'm just going to move it back and forth a few times because it has to go through 3 layers of craft cardstock, which is actually pretty thick already. So let me see how we did here. Yep, it went all the way through, came right off just like that. These are kind of cool to save, by the way. They'd make cute little tabs, you know, on a little card or something. So don't throw anything away. I never do. Okay, so if you don't have the die I have, you can use any die. You don't have to say, oh, what die did you use so that I can get that set and use exactly what you've got. I will try to find the die set and list it below, even though it's not in the packaging anymore, but I'll try to find it for you. But there are so many dies you can use, or like I said, just draw it on there and cut it out. It'll be beautiful, and it goes all the way through. Now, you guys want to know about the top, because I have butterflies that go all the way through in the exact same place. Okay, I'm going to tell you how, but you actually don't have to do this on the top. So what I did was I used this cute little butterfly that came out of this set. It's called 9 Tiny Tags and Little Labels. There you go. And I'll put a link below if anybody wants this. It's the coolest set ever, and I got it from Paper Wishes. But I took the butterfly and I positioned it where I wanted and ran it through the Cuttlebug a few times, just like we did for the bottom. And then I moved it to the next place that I wanted it and did the same thing. And so those butterflies are in exactly the same spot. Now, for my next card, I don't want to do butterflies. I just wanted them for here. So what I wanted to tell you is you don't have to put anything up here across the top. You can make these panels go up farther, so it's already decorated with paper, or you can put some sort of decorative ribbons or pearls or gems or something across the tops. You do not have to do, you know, the die cuts. So this is great. This is great here if you happen to have all the dies and a Cuttlebug. But if you don't need one. It'll be beautiful. The reason why I'm not even going to punch this is because on my next one, I am going to be putting stuff across the top, possibly pearls. So, you know, maybe some pearls and ribbon. So I don't want to punch anything up there. And I wanted you guys to know that there are variations. It doesn't have to be exactly like this one. So, as usual, guess what? I am not going to walk you through decorating this. Okay? If you want, I will give you the dimensions that I used on this, you know, on my little panel, if you would like. And I'll go get a ruler and tell you that in a second because I don't really know offhand. I just did it for the moment. There wasn't a particular size for a particular reason. It's just what I wanted at that time. So you can put this you know, put your cardstock on here as wide as you want, as tall as you want, and you can decorate it any way you want. You have to use your imagination. Okay, for those of you that want the exact measurements of what I did here, the black is 2 3/4 by, looks like 5 3/4. So 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. And that means that what I did in the middle is just 1/4 of an inch smaller. So that'll be 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And all the panels that I put on here are exactly the same. So in case you want to do it exactly like mine, that's how. If you're concerned about an envelope that this will fit in, it fits perfectly in a number 10 size envelope. A little bit of space at either end, but that's fine. It's a perfect fit, and you can get them in colors like I have. I don't know where I got it from, so I can't tell you, but they do come in colors. Or you can just use a regular white one that you can pick up at pretty much any store. So there you go. Oh, and I was telling you about that whole belly band thing. Let me grab this piece. So it stays closed pretty good by itself until you open it. But some people like to put belly bands on things, and this extra piece that you cut off is actually the absolute perfect size to wrap around and attach to create a belly band. So there you go, and I hope you give it a try. It's just gorgeous, and there are so many possibilities. I can't wait to give this to my sister in a couple days. Thank you all for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on making an Oriental Screen Fold card, and I hope you give it a try. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.